Get ready for an epic showdown at NYU, where Barron Trump takes on a smug professor who dares to mock his family. He's 18, a freshman at NYU, and already facing a showdown. When this professor mocked his family, Barron didn't flinch. He fought back with brains. And it's about to go viral. This isn't just a classroom spat. It's a viral moment of brains, guts, and pure American grit. Buckle up, because the kid's about to drop some truth bombs. It's fall 2025, and NYU's campus is alive with that autumn feel. Leaves are falling slowly and steadily, turning yellow and red all over the place. Students are walking around, chatting, and heading to class with backpacks slung over their shoulders. The air's got that cool bite to it, the kind you feel in New York when summer's long gone. Barron Trump's a freshman here, just 18 years old, starting out at this big, busy school. He's in a political science class today, and he's not loud or showy, but people notice him anyway. He's real tall, 6'7", they say, and he's always dressed nice, like he cares about how he looks. Today he's got on a sharp jacket, dark blue, and he's carrying his laptop under his arm like it's no big deal. He walks into the lecture hall, finds a seat up front, and sits down quietly. That's Barron. He doesn't make a fuss, but you can't help watching him. The room's full of students, maybe 60 or so, all settling in. Some are flipping open notebooks, old school style. Others are sneaking looks at their phones, texting under the desks. The chairs creak a little as everyone gets comfortable. There's a low hum in the air, like they're all waiting for something to happen, even if they don't know what yet. Barron's just sitting there, calm as can be, his laptop resting on the desk in front of him. A couple kids nearby whisper, "Yeah, that's the Trump kid, the one with the famous dad." But he doesn't react. He's used to it by now, all the eyes and the quiet talk. Then the professor walks in. Alan Kessler's his name. He's the guy in charge of this class, and he acts like he's the smartest person around. He's not old, maybe in his 40s, with those fancy glasses that sit low on his nose. He's got a way about him, talks big, loves to show off, and he's not shy about picking fights. Kessler's got no love for conservatives, that's for sure. He's always going on about how they're wrong, how he's got all the answers. Today, he's pacing up front, holding a little clicker for his slides, ready to start the lecture. It's supposed to be about modern politics and how leaders run things these days. But when he looks out at the room and sees Barron sitting there, something shifts. His eyes narrow just a bit, and you can tell, he's got an idea. He's gonna make this personal. Kessler waits a second and lets the room get real quiet. Then he steps up to the podium, leans forward, and says it. "Well, Mr. Trump, I guess you think your dad's greatness is a fact, not an opinion?" His voice is sharp, full of that smart aleck tone. He's trying to sound clever, like he's setting a trap. The class reacts slowly at first. A few kids snicker, soft and nervous, not sure where this is going. Others just sit there, eyes bouncing between Kessler and Barron. It's a jab, a mean little poke, and everyone feels it. Kessler's standing there, grinning now, like he's proud of himself. He thinks he's got Barron cornered, and thinks this is gonna be easy. But Barron doesn't move. He's still sitting there, easy and relaxed, like nothing's wrong. He tilts his head a tiny bit, just enough to show he heard it. A little smile starts to form. Not big, not loud, just a hint. He's not mad or upset, not even close. It's like he's thinking, "Okay, you wanna play? Let's play." The class can sense it too. Those snickers fade out, and the air gets thicker. Kessler's acting all high and mighty, sure he's in control. But Barron's not shaken, not one bit. He's got that cool, steady way about him, and it's pulling you in. You know something's coming. This professor might have started it, but Barron's not here to lose. Kessler's not done yet. He's standing up there at the podium, feeling good about his little jab, thinking he's got Barron on the ropes. The room's still humming from that first shot he took, and now he's ready to swing harder. He clicks his little remote, and a new slide pops up on the big screen behind him. It's a list of quotes, big, bold letters, stuff Donald Trump said years back, pulled out of context to sound wild and over the top. Things like "I'm the best" and "nobody does it better" are all cherry-picked to get a laugh. Kessler turns to the class, his grin getting wider, and he says, "Let's hear Barron defend this nonsense." His voice is loud now, dripping with that smug tone, like he's daring Barron to try. He leans back a little, arms crossed, waiting for the kid to trip over himself. The students feel it. The air's getting tight in that lecture hall. Some kids shift in their seats, creaking the old wooden chairs, not sure what's coming next. A couple of them giggle, quick, nervous laughs, the kind you let out when you're uncomfortable but don't want to show it. Others just sit there, eyes locked on Barron, holding their breath. They're wondering if he's gonna back down, maybe mumble something weak, and let Kessler win. The room's split. Some want to see Barron flop, others are curious, waiting for him to do something big. Kessler's loving it, feeding off the tension, thinking he's got this in the bag. He points at the slide again, reading one of the lines out loud. Slow and dramatic, mocking every word. This is what you're here for, right, Barron? To tell us this is genius? But Barron's not fazed. He's still sitting there, cool and steady, like he's been through this 100 times. The giggles die down, and the room gets quieter as he moves. He raises his hand, just one hand, slow and easy. No rush at all. His voice cuts through, clear and calm. Facts beat opinions every time. Can I show you? It's not loud, not angry, just steady. Kessler blinks, caught off guard for a second, but he recovers quick. Sure, go ahead, he says, waving his hand like it's no big deal. Like he's doing Barron a favor. His smirk's still there, but it's a little tighter now. He's not sure what's coming, and that's starting to bug him. Barron doesn't waste time. He reaches for his laptop, flips it open with one smooth move, and pulls out a cable from his bag. He stands up, all 6'7" of him, and walks over to the projector like it's nothing. The class watches, heads turning, as he plugs it in. A few clicks later, the screen changes. Those goofy quotes are gone. And now it's all numbers and graphs. Real-time economic data, clean and simple. Straight from 2017 to 2021. Job growth lines climbing up, tax cut figures are in black and white, and manufacturing stats show factories humming again. Barron steps back, points at the screen, and starts talking. His voice is still calm, still easy, like he's just chatting with a buddy. Say what you want about style, he says, but people got jobs. Taxes dropped. Lives got better. That's not a campaign ad, it's numbers. He takes it slow, walking them through it. He points at the job graph first, shows how it dips, then spikes up, steady and real. Millions went back to work, he says. Folks who'd been out of a paycheck for years. Then he moves to the tax cuts, laying it out plain. Families kept more of their money, hundreds, sometimes thousands a year. He's not shouting, not waving his arms around, just standing there, letting the numbers talk. The class is listening now, really listening. A few kids lean forward, squinting at the screen, nodding a little. Barron's tone stays kind, like he's not here to dunk on anybody, just to set things straight. You can hate the speeches, he says, but you can't hate a paycheck showing up. Kessler's not grinning anymore. He steps forward, trying to take control back, but his voice wobbles a bit. Well, correlation isn't causation, he says, jabbing a finger at the screen. It's a weak swing, and everyone knows it. He's grasping, trying to sound smart, but the words come out fast and messy. Barron doesn't miss a beat. He looks right at Kessler, still calm, and says, sure, but dismissing results isn't science either. It's simple, sharp, and it lands hard. The class murmurs, soft at first, then louder. A couple kids whisper, dang, he's right. Others just stare, mouths open a little. Barron's winning them over, not with yelling or tricks, but with plain old logic. Kessler's face goes red, his hands fumbling with that clicker, but he's got nothing solid to throw back. It's building now, the whole room shifting. Barron keeps going, slow and steady, pointing at the manufacturing stats. Plants opened up again, small towns got a pulse, he says. That's real people, not just headlines. He's not preachy, he's just laying it out, piece by piece, like he's building a house you can't knock down. The students are with him now, some nodding, some scribbling notes like they're actually learning something. Kessler tries to cut in again, muttering about context and variables, but it's no use. His voice is shaky, and he's sweating a little under those glasses. Barron's got the floor, and he's not giving it up. Then it happens, one kid in the back pulls out his phone. He's got it up quick, camera rolling, a big grin on his face. This is gold. He whispers to the girl next to him, loud enough for half the room to hear. Kessler hears it too, and his face goes from red to tomato red. He tries to pivot, clicking back to his old slide. stammering something about moving on. But it's too late. Barron's made his point, clear as day. The numbers are still up there, glowing on the screen, and the class is buzzing. They're not laughing at Barron now. They're looking at him like he's the one running this show. Kessler's floundering, and Barron's standing tall, cool as ever. This is it. The moment's locked in, and it's about to blow up bigger than anyone expects. That same night, everything changed. The kid in the back with the phone, he doesn't waste a second. He uploads the video to X before the lecture hall even clears out. It's shaky at first, just a quick clip of Barron standing there, tall and cool, those graphs glowing behind him. But it's enough. By sundown, it's everywhere, spreading like wildfire across the app. The hashtag Barron drops facts pops up, slow at first, then explodes. People are posting, reposting, arguing, and cheering. Clips start showing up, little snippets of Kessler shrinking, his voice cracking, while Barron's steady delivery takes over. One video zooms in on Kessler's red face, fumbling with his clicker, then cuts to Barron saying, "Dismissing results isn't science either." That line, it hits hard. Folks can't get enough of it. The comments roll in, fast and furious. Some guy writes, "Kid's a legend, shut that professor down cold." Another says, "Owned with class, didn't even break a sweat." There's a mom posting, "This is what real smarts look like, proud of Barron." It's not just a few people either. Millions are watching now, tapping their screens, liking, sharing. The numbers climb, 10,000 views, then 100,000, then 1,000,000, all in a couple hours. Someone edits the clip with music, a badass beat under Barron's words, and that version takes off too. By midnight, Barron drops facts is trending nationwide, right up there with sports scores and movie news. Kessler's a punchline now. And Barron? He's the star nobody saw coming. The next day, it's time for the next lecture. The hall's packed again, maybe even fuller than before. Students are showing up early, grabbing seats, and whispering to each other. The vibe's different now. Electric, like they're all in on something big. Barron walks in, same as always, with that sharp jacket on, laptop tucked under his arm. He's not rushing, not strutting, just strolling in, cool and easy. But the second he steps through the door, it starts. Kids jump up, crowding around him, big grins on their faces. "Yo, Barron, that was insane," one guy says, holding out a fist. Barron bumps it, nodding slowly, keeping it low-key. Another kid, a girl with a backpack slung over one shoulder, asks, "How'd you stay so chill up there?" He shrugs, voice soft. "Just wanted the truth out there, that's all." They keep coming. More fist bumps, more questions. A guy in a hoodie says, "Man, I looked up those numbers, they're legit." Barron just smiles a little. Not big, not showy. "Good to know," he says, and heads to his seat. Even the ones who didn't like him before, the skeptics who rolled their eyes at the Trump name, they're different now. They're not loud about it, but you can see it. One kid, all quiet in the back, gives Barron a nod, real slow, like he's saying, "Okay, I get it now." Another mutters to his buddy, "Didn't think he had it in him. Guess I was wrong." The room's buzzing, but it's not chaos, it's respect, plain and simple. Barron's not soaking it up or gloating. He's just sitting there, calm as ever, letting it roll over him. Then Kessler walks in. He's not the same guy from yesterday. His steps are slower, his head's down a little, those fancy glasses fogged up from the cold outside. The room goes quiet, watching him shuffle to the podium. He sets his stuff down, his clicker, his notes, and takes a long breath. You can tell he's been up all night, probably scrolling X, seeing his name dragged everywhere. He looks out at the class, then at Barron, and his voice comes out low, almost a mumble. "I underestimated you, Trump," he says. "It's not much, but it's something. An apology, or close to it." The students lean in, catching every word. Barron doesn't make a big deal out of it. He just shrugs, easy as anything, and says, "No hard feelings. Let's keep it real next time." That's it. No rubbing it in, no victory lap. Just a nod, chill and kind, and the class feels it. Kessler nods back, awkwardly, then starts his lecture, quieter than usual. Later that day, Barron's out on campus. The sun's dipping low, painting the sky orange and pink over the city. Leaves are crunching under his boots as he walks, slow and steady, hands in his pockets. that sharp jacket still on, flapping a little in the breeze. He's alone now. No crowd, no noise, just him and the path ahead. But the world's still talking. Phones are lighting up everywhere, and a news ticker flashes across screens. Trump's son's viral smackdown breaks internet. It's on every site, every feed, Barron's name, front and center. He doesn't check it, doesn't need to. A tiny smirk creeps up, just for a second. Quiet, proud, nothing loud about it. He keeps walking, leaves scattering around him, and you know, this kid's got it. He's not just some name anymore. He's the real deal, and everybody's starting to see it. One kid, one class, one epic takedown. Barron Trump just proved he's more than a name, he's a force. He didn't yell, didn't gloat, just dropped the truth and walked away. That's power, folks. Calm, kind, and unstoppable. The internet's still buzzing, the fans are still cheering. And Barron? He's already on to the next thing, cool as ever. Hey there, wasn't it great watching Barron handle that professor so well? If you enjoyed it, would you mind giving us a like? Just a quick tap, it'd mean a lot to us. We'd love to hear your thoughts too, so please leave a comment if you can. What did you think of Barron staying so calm? If you'd like to see more videos like this, we'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe. It's totally free, and we've got more good stuff on the way. Oh, and if you wouldn't mind, please share this with your friends. Maybe send it over text or post it somewhere. Thanks so much for watching, and we hope you'll stay with us.